Hi. All right, welcome back. We're looking at chapter 8, and chapter 8 is all about discounts. Who doesn't like discounts? So, we're going to be taking a look at how discounts are made and how they are found, and how do they affect your price. So, we're looking at two specific types of discounts. We have a trade discount and we have cash discounts. Now, first, we're going to look at trade discounts. So, yes, we are in a different little area, so bear with me as we're making this video. All right, so a trade discount. So a trade discount is very similar to when you go to the mall or to a department store or whatnot, and you get a discount or which is a reduction of price based on a certain percentage. And the discount will be whatever the percent is, and they subtract that from the original price, and you get a new net price that you pay. So the discount is the part that you don't pay. Those are always nice, right? So let's say that I buy a lot of paper towels, a lot of them. And say I go to the person that actually manufactures them and I say, hey, you know what? I'm going to buy 1,000 rolls of paper towels from you. Could you give me a discount? And they're like, yeah, sure. 1,000 rolls of paper towels, we generally let that go for $100. Uh, but we'll give you a discount since you're buying so many from us directly. And it's less work for us to have to ship it to so and blah, blah, blah. So let's look at what happened in that scenario. So we would have uh, a uh, trade discount. Let's call it T, and that will be equal to the rate, the discount rate. Let's call that R times the listed price. Well, in our example, we're going to get a 10% discount off of the listed price of $100. So, what is our trade discount in that case? Well, we learned in a previous chapter that percent just mean out of 100. So this is 10 out of 100 or zero point 0.1. Or you may remember we also looked at how to change percents to decimal. Well, you just move to the left two places. So 12.10. Okay, so we'll do that times 100, and in this instance, we will get $10 is our trade discount. That means we have a reduction from the list price of $10 available to us. And so, what would our new price be? Well, you would take your net price would be your listed price minus your trade discount. So in this case, we would just do $100 minus $10 and get $90. And so that is how you would find your net price. So T, your trade discount, is all about based off of the discount rate times whatever the list price is, because you need to figure out how much money is going to be taken off. Sometimes though you don't need to know that. Sometimes you just want to get to the nitty gritty and just know what is my net price. Well, how do I find just my net price if I know the rate of the trade discount? So let's take a look at that. Well, we saw in the last equation that we have our net price is equal to the listed price minus the trade discount. Okay. We also saw that the trade discount is equal to your discount rate times your listed price. Okay, we see that a listed price is in common between both of these. Well, I can factor out that listed price, and I'm left with just 1 minus R. For those of you that may not understand factoring entirely, do know distributive because we talked about distributive property. We will multiply this back in. This will be L times 1, which should be L, and L times R, which should be RL or LR. So this is sound. Okay. Well, in this case, you don't have to calculate T in this at all, right? You can just substitute what the listed price is and what the uh, single discount rate is, and you'll know the net price. So in our example, what is the net price when the listed price is $100 and we're getting 10% off? Well, this would just be 100 times 0.9, or we would get $90. So see, we didn't have to calculate a trade discount first, and it's subtracted from the list price. we were able to just substitute our values directly in and get the $90. We're still doing the same mathematics, but just a different way of looking at it. And that's how you find a trade discount. Now, there are certain types of trade discounts that you may have. Some that you may find beneficial in your own life. All right. So let's say, for example, I do go to the same manufacturers and they give me 10% off. Okay. And let's say they say, you've come to us 10 times, and so we're going to give you an additional 20% off. And so you might be thinking, whoa, I have 30% off now. Because the first time I went, they gave me 10, and then they're like, hey, you've come 10 times, they're giving me 20% off. Oh, that's 30 in total, right? No, it's not. And you set it up this way so that you will think that it's going to be that amount, but it's not always quite true. So let's take a look and see exactly what we get for our discount. All right. So, and we'll use the last equation because I made it a little quicker for us. So we're going to do the net price is going to be 100 times 1 minus 0.01. And this will be the net price for the first time. So first time we're going to them to do this deal, and they say, okay, well, this is how much you get. So it was $90. Okay. So we've gone through this a couple times, and here's the 10th time. And they're like, hey, you've done this 10 times. We're going to give you an additional. So on top of the 10%, we're going to do 20% off now. Okay, so we're going to do 20% off now off of the $90. So 10th time around, we're doing 90 times 1 minus 0.2. And so that's really 0.8. And if you do 90 times 0.8, we'll get $72. Well, that's not 30% off. That's 28% off, right? So we only took off $28. We didn't take off $30 like I was thinking. Again, that's the trick. They want you to think that you're getting a lot more off. What you are getting a bigger discount. You are getting a bigger reduction in price based on percentage, but it's not the percentage you think. And so now you're more likely to come to them again. So this is actually called a series discount. And generally is written with your first rate and then a slash in your second rate. And this can keep going on and on and on. And you'll have several different series. Now, instead of calculating this out one part of the series at a time, there is a quicker way to do this. Okay. And this is found by finding the decimal equivalent. So the decimal equivalent is the actual percentage of the total amount that you will have to pay. So that is found by doing 1 minus each rate and multiplying them. So in this case, I would do 1 minus the 0.10 and then 1 minus the 0.2. And so I would do 0.9 times 0.8. And in this case, I get 0.72, or I get 72% of the original amount is the amount of money I would actually have to pay. Okay, so that means the net price would just be $100 times the decimal equivalent, which in this case would be 0.72, which is exactly going to be the $72 that we saw previously in the other example. All right, so that is how you would do a trade discount series more quickly. You would take each of the rates, subtract it from 1, and then multiply them all to find your decimal equivalent. Okay, and that would be the amount that you'll have to pay. Okay. So those are trade discounts. And now let's take a look at cash discounts.